Hey yo, spaghetti-o.
Cash talks, baby.
Winky winky. You gotta stir it. You gotta really swish it around. It's like the sex thing. Okay.
What?
Nothing. Welcome to the Who Suggested This podcast, a podcast where two people talk about bad movies. This week, the movie wasn't that bad.
It was actually really fun.
Yeah. Hosted by Drake and Dakota. I'm Drake.
I'm Dakota.
And we did Welcome to Collinwood.
Never heard of it before.
Yeah, never heard of it before. Should have. It's pretty good.
Yeah. I don't know how this flew under the radar, at least for us.
Yeah, I don't know. This one was suggested by Tony, so thanks, Tony.
Thanks, Tony.
You did a good job. That was a good one. We liked that one. This came out the year after Ocean's 11. It was produced by George Clooney, and it is another heist movie, right?
Yeah, it's came out in 2002, and yeah, it's just another plotting of a heist. But
This is very different stakes.
maybe while he was filming Ocean's 11, he was like, "What would happen if everything went wrong?"
What if instead of doing a big heist, it was a little heist, and instead of all of these clever things happening, it was the opposite of that.
Yeah. And that's what this was.
And that's what this was, and it was funny.
It was great. I've seen a lot of heist movies.
They had all these plans, and none of them panned out. Nothing worked.
I love the introduction of all the characters too, because you just knew it was gonna be bad.
Yeah. So it was originally some other guy's heist. Some guy named what was his name? Emilio?
No, it was Cosimo.
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 It was originally the heist of a man named Cosimo who got thrown in prison. Learned about the heist from a lifer in the prison, and then he started this ball rolling, and his friends accidentally stole it from him.
Yes, actually, the guy was really clever on how he stole it from him.
Well, so it had to get like 5 levels away from Cosimo before somebody thought to steal it from him, because everybody else was too close.
Yeah. Should we do a quick rundown of where we got to?
Sure. So Cosimo gets thrown in prison, and then he asks his girlfriend to go pay somebody $15,000 to take the fall for him at his trial so that he can come out and do this heist. She goes to his roommate and is like, hey, offer somebody $15,000 to take the fall so that we can do this heist. And the roommate's like, oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, obviously I can't do it because I've already done time for Grand Theft Auto, so I can't do that again. But I'll find somebody. So he goes and finds another person and asks them if they'll take the $15,000 for taking the spot. And that guy's like, well, it can't be me. I can't do it, but I can definitely find somebody who can do it. And so they go and find somebody else.
Yeah.
And offer him $10,000 to take the fall. And that guy's like, well, I've got a baby. I can't do it, but I can definitely help you find someone who will do it. He's got a sister whose wedding he's trying to pay for or something. And so they go to him. He's like, well, I can't do it because then who will put on the wedding for my sister? But I can help you find someone who will do it.
But we need somebody that's never gone to jail or whatever.
We need someone clean.
We need someone clean so the judge will take it easy on him.
And so they go to the clean guy who's about to go into a boxing match. He's like, well, I can't do it because I'm about to make it big after this boxing match. So obviously it's not necessary for me. But he goes into the boxing match and gets knocked out in one hit by a 60-year-old man. And then they hard cut to him attempting to take the fall for the
I thought he was doing a great job.
Yeah.
I don't know why the judge didn't believe him.
Yeah, the judge did not believe him. The judge did not believe him and gave him a sentence and then added 6 months onto Cosimo's sentence somehow for trying to have someone take the fall, I guess.
Yikes.
So that did not work out.
Which leads to the question, though. He got the $15,000 and he did it. Mm-hmm. He did his job. Mm-hmm. Do you think he should have had to give that money back, or should he have kept it?
I think the $15,000 was so that he would take the fall, and because he did not end up taking the fall,
But he tried.
I mean, he wasn't being paid to try.
I think he was.
I don't know. I feel like if you're hired to come into someone's house and replace their shower, you know, if you're like a plumber.
Yeah.
And you come in and you try to replace their shower and leave it with a gaping hole in the bathroom, should you be paid?
It's not illegal activities. I feel like illegal activities.
Oh.
It's like, I'm gonna take the money. That's why you get half now, half when the job's completed.
Half when it's done.
That's what they should have done.
Well, they didn't though.
But so Cosimo and the new guy, which name is Pero.
I don't. Everyone had weird names. The only one I remember is Cosimo and Basil.
Because he said it 3 times.
Basil.
No, so Pero was in jail, and he's like, yeah, I mean, I got 3 years. So Cosimo's like, well,
let me tell you about the heist then, since you're gonna be.
It'll make you feel better.
It'll make you feel better. So he told him about it, and then immediately the guard's like, okay, your time's up. So he was just thrown in for a one-nighter.
Yeah, and then he's like, well, thanks for telling me all about the heist.
LOL. And so he leaves, and then all the friends attack him to get their part of whatever that 15 grand was, 16 grand, whatever it was. And they're like, give us our part of the money back. And he's like, I'm not going to, but I figured out the heist, so we can just do it, and then we'll all take a cut from that. And that is how
that
is how the heist was heisted from the heister.
The gang was formed.
The gang was formed. the gang of shitty people who had no business being in a heist group.
All right, so to break it down, we have his girlfriend. We've got Toto, who's the old man.
Okay.
We've got Pero, who is the guy that heisted from the heister.
Guy. The boxer guy.
Boxster.
That's the boxster.
We've got Riley, the guy with the kid.
Okay. Got a kid.
We've got Basil, if you will.
I will. If you will.
Basil. So that's our no. And Leon's the guy that's getting married. His sister's getting married. So that's our motley crew.
That's our motley crew. We did it. And over the course of this movie, it breaks down in gratuitous fashion. So what the job is, there is a jewelry store with a safe in an old building that has been renovated. The lifer in the prison did the renovation on the building and left a soft wall in between during the renovation that could be broken down that ended up right next to the safe in this jewelry store. So the plan was to break down that wall. The apartment was vacant. Break down the wall in the middle of the night, crack the safe, and then get off with all the money.
They had reason to believe that there was going to be $300,000.
The guy arbitrarily said there's at least $300,000 in the safe, to which every member of the group was like, that's enough to live multiple lifetimes. They're all very poor.
You all know you're sharing this, right?
They're all very poor.
Very poor. How much money did you wake up with in your pocket this
55
morning?
cents.
55 cents. So what's their first step in this heist?
This is our second week in a row making fun of poor people, by the way. Oops.
Last week we were just ragging more on the rich people.
Oh yeah.
So it's only fair.
It's only fair.
We don't discriminate here.
No one's safe.
So they have to set up a camera outside of the safe so that they can figure out the combination.
So they go to a flea market, they steal a camera.
I loved how they stole it though.
It's
a great idea.
They steal a camera. They set it up on the roof and they record it, and then hard cut to George Clooney watching the video.
Where'd he come from? Don't ask.
He was a random crook man they hired to teach them how to break a safe and break into a place. And he charged them $500 up front, which they had to pay. Basil went to a loan shark who was 3 nuns.
Loan shark nuns.
To get the $500 to pay Clooney. So they did that. And he taught them how to drill a hole in a safe with a hand drill. Not an electric drill, mind you, a circular saw, hand cranked.
All of their shit was so old fashioned. All manual. And
I loved it at the beginning of the movie. It's like a place near Cleveland not so long ago. This is modern times.
So
these
90s?
People just suck.
Maybe 90s?
At the earliest, I would say.
Yeah.
I guess the movie came out in 2002, so yeah, probably 90s.
Okay. So for some reason that was worth $500 worth of information.
Well, he taught them how to do things they didn't know how to do and gave them confidence.
And while he was teaching, a cop comes around, or a detective.
Yeah. And
forgot his name, but
and he's hide the safe. And the cop comes up and starts talking shit to the whole gang. And
he's like, if you guys, so
if a heist goes down, I know where to finger. Oh no! Don't come on. What? He says finger.
I know where to point my finger.
No, they just say finger. What? They're not above him. They're not above him.
God is my witness.
God is my witness.
All right, anyway.
Swirl it.
So he's basically just saying, like, if anything goes down in the next week or two, I know it's y'all, because y'all up to no good. I know y'all ain't no chorus folk.
Well, yeah, because they were pretending to sing when he came up. Yeah, that one. The same one that was sang in the Cathedral of Santa with Muscles.
Yes.
That song just keeps coming up.
So they're all like, well, shucks. He's going to be right in our tail.
Nah, don't worry about him. Don't worry about him. So they are about to do the job, right? They're planning it. They're about ready. They're outside. They're like, okay, so today's the day. We're going to do it. And a moving van pulls up, and a couple of old ladies with a hot maid move into the vacant apartment. That has been vacant for all this time. Foiled.
Oh.
So now they have a new plan where the boxer guy has to woo the maid so that she will let them into the apartment.
Oh, shucks. I gotta woo the hot maid.
So he starts to do that, and then she's like, I have like 6 boyfriends.
Their whole thing to get him in, though.
Oh yeah, they had a good mugging.
The two of the guys started mugging her, sexually harassing her.
Yep, it was bad,
heavily. And then he comes in and he gives them a 1 and a 2 and a...
I don't think he actually hit either of them.
Nah,
they both knocked themselves down. And then he was like, "Are you guys okay?" And they're like, "Fuck it, go
after the girl."
And then so he runs up and starts making small talk while sprinting next to her because she's like running for her life.
Yeah, and then she's like, "I have a boyfriend. Leave me alone." And then she's like, "Well, I have many boyfriends. When are you gonna ask me out?"
Okay, we'll go out Thursday or whatever.
Yeah.
And so they do. But on Thursday, a guard in the prison falls over dead after a whooping cough, and Cosimo breaks out of the prison and then comes after them for trying to steal his heist.
He knew that they were in a funhouse mirror.
He did. He ran into the... Stop swirling it. So he runs into the funhouse mirror mouse and starts beating up boxer guy.
Yeah. And then they're like, "Oh no,
he shoots him with a dart gun."
Yeah, but it didn't do anything.
No, it wasn't like a poison dart.
I thought it maybe would like tranquilize him a little bit.
No, it's not. It was just a dart. He's like, "Ow!"
That's my weapon of choice.
Mm-hmm. I'd say Cosimo's strongest character trait is that he likes to tell other people that their mom is a whore. He yells it a lot.
That is his signature line.
He says it at least 5 or 6 times throughout the film, maybe more. And that's all fun and good. So Cosimo tells them that it's his heist, and if he ever catches any of them doing it, he's gonna kill him.
Even his girlfriend.
Even the girlfriend.
So rude.
Then it's some more wooing with the boxer. He's wooing her at like some sort of dance, and she's like, "Okay, I'm done with you. You have to go." And he's like, "What do you mean I have to go?" She's like, "Well, I have another date meeting me here." He goes, "Another date?" She's like, "Yeah, what am I, married?" So her other date comes up and interrupts the dance. And
it's iconic.
And then he goes and sits down and feels really sad.
Because he's fallen for her.
Ooh. She's too cute. She's too cute. You got to. But then he gets jealous and goes and beats up like a whole room full of people, even though he couldn't beat up one 60-year-old man. He just got knocked out in one punch. But he beats up a room full of people, and the cop shows back up and tells him that he's going to shit in him.
I'm going to shit in you.
Just like really aggressively. Might be the best moment of the film.
Oh, it was wonderful.
I'm going to shit in you.
God.
That was awesome.
And then just like kept like saying like,
you're gonna go to prison. I might as well reserve you a cell right now. The way things are going.
Yeah, like I'm watching you, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then a couple dates later. Wait, did I skip anything?
I don't know. Cosimo then gets hit by a bus after yelling at a room full of people that their mom are whores, because they went outside after this because, you know, he beat up some people, so she kind of fell for him again.
Yeah,
his arm. They go outside. Cosimo is like fighting with some people across the street.
He's drunk
and ends up getting hit by a bus.
Yeah.
Then they go to his funeral and they're like, man, he had a tough run. I mean, after all, his mom was a whore.
Solid. Solid running joke.
We get it.
And so they're the only people there, I guess, because they're the only ones that knew him
or cared. So they went, and George Clooney shows up dressed as a rabbi.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, the tools for the heist are, you know, in your building, so you're good to go. And one of the guys is like, why are you dressed like a priest? And he's like, you're an idiot. And then he points at the cop across the street.
Yeah. To the skis.
Yeah. He's got to stay on the DL in his wheelchair. Oh, yeah, George Clooney's in a wheelchair in this movie.
Which I guess is just to explain why he can't help with the heist.
Yeah. Obviously, he doesn't do field work anymore, so what good is he?
Yeah. So they... I got nothing.
You were doing so well. I believed you at so they. Okay, so they are about to do the heist again, okay? They know that all they have to do is they got to get in. They found a night. The maid mentioned a night when the old ladies are going to be out of town. And he told her that he couldn't hang out on that night because he was doing a bowling league with his brothers.
I love bowling.
No, men only.
Ah.
Men only.
Okay.
Men only. So, you know, they're preparing for it again. But on this day, more chaos happens. Basil had at some point seduced what's-his-face's
Leon's
sister.
He was
Leon's
like over
sister.
at his apartment looking for her, and then she's just like, I'm his sister. You want to come inside? I'm engaged, but you want to come inside?
And he does.
I'm Basil.
I'm Basil.
That boy had no game, and yet she still was like, get in here.
Man, and all the women in this movie are cuties.
Yeah.
How do they end up with all these cuties?
Gosh, they're just lucky.
Jeez Louise. So Basil's like, nah, she'll only love me if I go straight. So I got a job and I start tonight, so I can't do the heist, y'all. The guy with the baby has what was that one guy's name again? We already talked about it. Emilio. It's not Emilio. The dead guy. Cecil.
Oh no, it's
Cirillo.
Jesus Christ, Cosimo.
I'm all around it. You know,
Yeah.
I'm close. I'm closing in on Cosimo.
Yeah.
Cosimo and Wanda. So Cosimo's girlfriend ends up watching the baby during the heist, and as the baby, the dad of the baby, is going to the heist room, like where they're preparing. He gets mugged on the bus by the guy he stole the camera from at the flea market. They break his arm, and so his arm is now in a cast, and he's super high on drugs.
But that has got to be the most, like, because we were like joking about hard cuts, and hard cuts were like their friend in this movie. It was actually funny. This one just was like, huh?
Yeah, lot happened.
He just like he like leaves after dropping off the baby,
and then shows up high on drugs with a broken arm.
And then like they're all at the apartment, and he walks in with a big old cast on, and it's just like, huh?
Everything goes wrong.
And then he's just like, I don't know, I got these hydrocodone, and he's popping them like Tic Tacs.
He's tic-tagging them.
And then they yell at him, you want to be in a coma? Don't eat these. And then 2 seconds later, he's just popping some more.
So that's all going on, and then they're like, "Well, fuck it. Like, we're 1 man down, 1.5 men down. Like, we got to do this thing. We got to go now, or we're gonna be late." And they start to walk out the door, and boom, there's the maid at the door. So they're all hiding throughout the room and doing various
get out the window,
Scooby-Doo antics.
Get out the window, except there's nothing out the window.
But the only thing out there is down. But they're all they're just standing on the windowsill outside while they're trying to like shake the nanny or the maid, and
she's just like bringing this roller coaster of news. She's like, oh my gosh, ever since I met you, I actually feel like I can be somebody. So you'll never guess, I quit. So I told them that they were so awful to me, and that they do this and that, and then they fired me.
They didn't like that, and they fired me. You'd be so proud of me. And they were so mad about it that they canceled the trip, but then they decided to go anyway.
Yeah, it was just... heist is on, heist is off, heist is on.
So at the end of that, we realize she has the keys to the apartment. And so he's like, okay, I'm going to try to get these keys off her. So he's like, I need to take you home before we go bowling or whatever. I need to take you home so that, you can be safe tonight. So he's making out with her on the bus and he slips the keys out of her purse. And then she's like, will you take the keys back to the apartment on your way back? Because that would be, and so she starts looking through her purse and she freaks out because they're not there. And he's like, let me take a look. And here they are. They were here the whole time.
And she was like, if anything happens, they're going to blame me because I have these keys. Yep. So he's like, well, fuck. Like, yep. I can't just let her take the fall for whatever we do tonight.
So now he can't even use the keys to get into the apartment. So he turns the keys in to the janitor like she asked. And then they go on their elaborate breaking into the building. It takes them like 3 hours. There's falling into water. There's old men losing their pants. Toto takes his pants off, and then his undies fall onto an arguing couple, and then
his undies just fell straight off.
Well, the elastic band only lasts for so many years, and he's poor and can't afford new underwear. So.
He should have kept his pants on.
They did tell him to keep his pants on, but they were wet, and he didn't want to.
And then he's scared of heights, so they almost die trying to cross something, and then they finally get in.
Well, they get to the window and they're going to do that cool thing where you cut the circle in the glass and reach in and pull the lock, and as soon as they pull the circle out of the glass, the whole window shatters.
Nice and loud,
but no alarms go off, so they're good. And they go inside, and Cosimo mentioned that the weak wall was in the living room. So they get into the living room, they set up this elaborate thing to push down the weak wall, and it's taking forever. It takes another 3 hours.
Well, they have to find the pilot hole.
Yeah, they drill a pilot hole for their crusher, and they go right into the plumbing, and so water's going everywhere.
And then the janitor comes in, says "Oh yeah, no, it doesn't look like the cat peed on the floor.
Cat peed on the floor.
I'm not your maid."
And a nice boy turned in the keys, so the keys. You're good on the keys.
And then everyone gets mad at him like, you had the keys this whole time.
So now they're trying to crush down the living room wall, and it's taking forever, and they have a little chat about what everybody's going to do with the money, blah, blah, blah. The boxing guy's like, I'm going to open a gym. And then the guy with the scissors is like, I'm going to... What did he say? He's going to move into the country. He hears that the houses are so far apart that you can read the newspaper in your underwear on the front porch.
I mean, you can just do that anyway.
You can do that anyway. I mean, take
a
look at Tito.
Tito's.
Take a look at Tito.
Toto said he wants to build a new gravestone for his wife.
He's supposed to get her a nice standing one.
Aw, with little angels on it.
So, they all got plans. And then they go back to crushing the wall, and they get it, and it crushes through into the kitchen because they didn't check the other side of the wall, and there were 2 living rooms in this apartment, and
God damn it.
Now they only have a couple hours until daylight, but don't worry, they found $1,000 in the cookie jar, and then they found some delicious gazpacho in the refrigerator, and they were going to heat it up and have a nice meal before they go. They'll take their win at $1,000 and leave, but it turns out that when they broke the wall, they also broke a gas line, and when they went to light the stove to have the gazpacho, the whole apartment blew up.
But they were fine.
They were all mostly fine. They had another hard cut to them standing on a sidewalk, like maybe we shouldn't see each other anymore.
Yeah, we shouldn't hang out. And then they give the $1,000 to
the guy with the baby.
The guy with the baby to get his wife out of jail.
Mm-hmm.
And
then
they had a little heart.
And then they just had a little heart to heart, and then they all went their own ways, and that was the end of the film.
And that was it.
Nothing worked.
Nothing worked.
It was good though.
I was hoping all of this shit would at least lead to something like they find some more than $1,000.
What they learned was that life isn't about money. Money comes and goes. It's about having somebody there with you.
Yeah.
But also money's nice.
Money's nice. I didn't understand Basil. So Basil, he's talking to this girl, Leon's sister, and she's like, I'm gonna still marry the other guy because he can at least provide security because he's got a good job and shit. And then Basil's like, I'm not gonna do this heist, which could give me a bunch of money. Nah. I'm gonna stop and go work at the nickel factory.
Well, she said she wants an honest man.
When did she say that?
I want an honest man.
With her words?
She can have an honest man
after the heist.
What's one more day?
In Basil's defense, he is an idiot.
Yeah, he is.
He was the one that asked why he was dressed like a priest.
He's a fucking idiot.
Uh,
It's like your older brother's doing the heist. Your new boyfriend can do the heist, and then you'll all be fine. Have a moral compass after
after the money. After the money.
At least that's where I say.
But
Advice from Dakota.
Turned out it was fine. There was going to be no money anyway.
So
No money
it's all
anyway.
good.
It's all fine. It's a good thing he started his job that night. What the hell do you guys want?
You almost did it.
There's an army of cats circling us right now. Are you going to get up on the table, you
Just
little
lay
shit?
down.
Lay down. Chill out.
One's going to knock over our lighting.
Y'all are dumb. So.
Oh!
Who was your favorite character in the movie?
Oh, man, there's so many. I don't know. Toto.
I'm going to shit in you.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. That's
cop.
yours?
Yeah, he ended up getting paid off. We skimmed over that part.
Oh, yeah.
So that he didn't finger them all after they pulled off the heist. They gave him $16,000, the money from Emilio Gaspacho, Cecil.
We've learned it's easy to pay.
Ceramic, Celine Dion.
Pero paid him well.
Nope. Yeah, Pero paid, but the money he got from Cosimo. I did it.
Good job.
I got there.
Yeah, and it's apparently easy to pay off cops. Just remind them how much money they make a year, and then
offer them half of that. Offer them 6 months' wage
in one night. Just to.
They found $1,000. How much total did they end up paying for this? $500 for the teacher, $16,000 for the cop. Like
a lot.
Oh man, they're just in so much debt now. This heist went poorly.
Honestly, like, what's to stop the cop from taking the money and then turning him in?
I mean, they could then say that he accepted a bribe, I guess, and then if an investigation was launched into that, he might be in trouble.
Yeah, what's the point?
I don't know. The cop did say, as long as no one gets hurt, I won't say anything.
If our job is equivalent to his job, I would give 0 fucks about anything that happened. You could bribe me all day.
You hear that? Dakota would be an excellent police officer.
I would.
She would be great.
As long as you got enough cash.
As long as
I'll turn my eye.
You heard it here first. Accepting bribes. Who suggested this podcast? Accepting all bribes. And we've been pretty upfront about that so far.
We'll accept bribes.
We've accepted bribes for multiple films.
Oh, yeah.
And would love to continue to do so. So if you have one that you want to move to the front of the queue, hey yo, spaghetti-o.
Cash talks, baby.
Winky winky. You gotta stir it. You gotta really swish it around.
Yeah, I guess Toto is my favorite character just because he's
so sweet.
He lost his underpants.
He's just a sweet old man, and he doesn't even really want the money. He just wants the friendship.
I think he just wanted to go on a little friendship.
All he was going to do with it is buy a standing gravestone for his wife. Not that that's not an admirable thing, but he's been poor so long, his underwear don't keep themselves up.
Someone just needs to buy him some more underwear.
That's what he really probably should have invested in. But he did end up stealing a nightgown from that old woman's house. So I guess that's in the green column. That's something they got.
I'm sure that thing was comfy as fuck.
Yeah, it's probably the most comfortable thing he's ever worn.
You can free balling under there.
Yeah, it's free balling.
I can't wait till I'm old enough to get some of those.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna jump ahead. I'm gonna score this movie.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say it is at least 3 pairs of underwear that don't hold themselves up.
Oof.
Which is, I think, a high number. That's 3 times as many as Tito ever had.
Aw. I'll say this is scored 6 cookie jars.
6 cookie jars.
Because the cookie jars have $1,000 in them.
Oh yeah, that's what he found $1,000 in, the little biscuit jar.
Little biscuits.
It was shaped like a beehive.
Hey guys.
Look, a little honey dipper.
We'll go sit down.
No honey dipper. Oh look, I found $1,000 just in the biscuit jar. Fun facts with Dakota.
Wow. So Don Cheadle turned down the role of Leon. Poor choice, Don Cheadle, because this movie I hadn't heard of until today.
but it was funny.
But it was great. I love Sam Rockwell, so good job, sir. Oh, this movie was directed and written by the Russo brothers. So this is considered actually the first
In the Marvel
Avenger.
Cinematic Universe?
Yeah, first in the MCU.
First film in the MCU.
They all had super minds.
That's it.
Or bad luck superpowers.
They had bad luck superpowers. they are down on their luck, kiddos.
You'll see them in the next Avengers.
That is likely. Phase 6. Wait, are we actually on Phase 6? Phase 8.
Oh, this is Phase 4.
I don't know. Phase 8. That's when you'll see them.
Yeah. Hopefully they're alive.
Oh, it's all been filmed already.
George Clooney's parts or scenes in the movies were filmed in 4 days. If that interests you.
That makes sense.
It
He
wasn't
only had a couple scenes.
Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg. Luke Wilson and Josh Brolin, Thanos, were considered for the part of Perro. Sam Rockwell killed it.
He's got a toothy grin.
He kills every role he's in.
He's funny.
He heard it here first. One of Dakota's fave actors, Sam Rockwell. I don't even like ever consider him one of my favorite actors. It's just I've never disliked a movie he was in. So
he's funny.
That's gotta say something.
He's got a good like demeanor. He's got a good persona.
Little swag.
He's got a good vibe. You know?
Yeah. 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri. Go watch it.
He's a little manic, which is fun.
Yeah, he's always a little manic.
He's got a little manicness behind all of his movements, which kind of like keeps you interested.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, he's feeling it.
Yeah. Came in for George Clooney. Left for Sam Rockwell.
Yes.
That doesn't sound good. Sounds like we left the movie.
Yeah. George Clooney was not in that nearly as much as I thought he was going to be.
Nah.
He's barely in it at all. Yeah. He looked good in all those tats with his wheelchair. Nice work.
What now?
I don't know. If you want to suggest something else, how do you do it? I have an idea. You could post a comment down below this YouTube video. And if you're not watching us on YouTube, then find something else to comment on, like an Instagram or a Twitter, or just go to the YouTube and do it there, even though you didn't listen there.
Listen and then watch so we get double hits.
Yeah, double the hits.
Double the hits.
Help us to help you.
Because this helps you a lot.
Look at all the minutes we just gave you. And you'll never get those back. Wait.
We saved you 1 hour and 27 minutes of your life by summing it up in 30 minutes.
Yep. And we made it better via our brain juice attack and swirling fingers. You're welcome. You are welcome. You're welcome.
I just realized everyone listening is not gonna know what
we're swirling our fingers every time we say finger, as if it's like, Dakota, could you cover your ears?
Or take off the...
No? It's like the sex thing. Okay.
What?
Nothing?
Huh?
Huh?
Oh, where is this taking us? What would you do with your cut from the movie?
What would I do with my cut of potentially $300,000? Well, that's enough. I mean, the options are limitless. That's enough money to live multiple lifetimes on.
They're splitting it between like 5, 6 people? 5? 4?
I think in the end it was 4.
Oh, okay. It's not so bad.
Because some of them died and some of them quit and some of them are babies.
Honestly, as the days go on and more of the planning is done, the tools are gathered, the things are paid off, I would try and weed out a lot of people. That way the cuts go down.
Yeah. Smaller cuts.
Yeah.
Bigger cuts.
Oh, you did your part by getting us money from the nuns? Oh. Maybe you should go fall in love with that bitch over there.
Maybe you should go fall in love with my dumbass sister. Dumb bitch. I already got a fiance. She doesn't like him very much, though. And he won't pay for the wedding, I guess.
I like the feminist independence that they gave these women in these movies. In this movie.
What, am I married?
Like, what am I married? Of course. I have a bunch of
another date right now. Yeah. I have another date right now. Leave, please.
What, are you offended? Come on. I can't be tied down. And the other girl, she's like, I'm engaged, but...
I mean, you're kind of cute, and your name's Basil.
And you have 0 game. Get in here.
Come on, hop in the bed. Let's see what you got, Basil. Let's see how you're batting.
I actually really liked Leon's look.
Oh, because he was a fancy bitch with a spyglass?
He was a fancy bitch.
He was a fancy bitch with a spyglass.
He had little gloves. He had my favorite little thing, which is like a cigarette extendo holder.
Yeah, it's a cigarette holder.
I always said if I ever got my hands on one of those, I didn't try very hard, but I was like, if one ever fell into my life, I think I would take up smoking. Just so I can
be a fancy bitch.
Be a fancy bitch with my little cigarette holder.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, who wouldn't?
I don't know.
He had little
ascots and fancy suits. Like the way this man dresses. Shit. Why does he need the money? Hard telling.
He spends all his money on that stuff, I guess.
Fair enough. And that's probably what he'd buy more of instead of moving to the country, which is kind of different from what his character seemed to be up till that point, but whatever.
Yeah. Whatever. He's a bougie bitch that likes solitude.
He's a boozy bitch that likes reading in his undies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, did you say what you would do?
No, I said that the options are limitless due to multiple lifetimes worth of currency.
Right. What would I do?
Get a cigarette holder, evidently.
Yes. Done.
I don't really know.
The longer the better.
I would buy followers for the podcast.
Aww.
That'd be fun.
Cute. I want a Tesla.
Ooh, I'd buy lots of wet cat food for these annoying people who are just milling about us.
I would buy our Patreon. I'd sign up for our Patreon. I would
definitely sign up for our Patreon. The best deal I could think of. Man, you get multiple free episodes in addition to these free episodes.
We could quit our job and do this.
I would probably. Yep.
All the time.
That sounds good. That's better. Let's do that.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay,
and follow our Patreon.
Do a heist for us. Heist. Do a heist. If you guys could just do a heist in our honor and then donate it.
Donate it, but then also don't get caught and don't show anybody this footage of us saying do a heist for us.
They can't track this. Nobody's watching.
Hey, police. Hey, police.
You're gonna do a contract?
This isn't legal.
Yeah, not legal tender.
You're signing this contract by watching right now. It's not legal. You can't take us to court that we didn't do it. Bye.
Bye. You signed, and now we're free. Or we're gonna have to find somebody to take the fall for us.
Oh, what do they keep calling these things?
They had words for everything. They had a lot of words.
Like to have somebody take the fall for you so you can get out of prison. An M. Malinsky.
Yeah, you needed a Malinsky.
And then like a good job, like a good heist or whatever is a Bellini.
This is getting so hot in here.
Is it?
I am toasty. I'm sweating.
Oh, I'm comfy.
That's good.
I got 3 layers on.
Why? So hot.
It was cold outside this morning when I left
so
my
hot
house.
in here right now. I'm dying.
So thank you for watching / listening.
Thank you for watching / listening to our episode.
This week we watched
Welcome
Bowling
to
for Columbine. This is suggested to us by Tony the Tiger.
We thought it was cute as hell. It was great.
It was great.
Goodbye. Stop swirling!